Welcome to another episode of the Mental Health Podcast with the Fitness Hutch, Paul Hutchinson.
And me, Mel Hutchinson.
The Fittest Hutch!
Oh, I don't know, I don't feel like the fittest Hutch today. I feel a bit like I've eaten too much pudding.
We started off doing No Sugar April and then ate our weight in fucking chocolate over Easter.
And Indian.
Enjoyed that Indian tonight though. Although I don't think I could eat his missus and kids as well. He's got 36 of them.
Why?
Probably because they don't use protection, I don't know.
That's a lot of kids, isn't
I
it?
know, yeah.
What do you think the record is?
I don't know.
Sue Radford's got 22.
She's been in the news loads recently, hasn't she?
That's how they make their money, isn't it?
What's the record for the most number of children?
I found this on the web.
69.
Someone's birth 69. I suppose if
Valentina Vasilev and her husband Fedor Vasilev are the alleged holder of the record for the most children a couple have produced. She's given birth a total of 69 times. Reminds me of that nursery rhyme. There was an old lady who lived in a shoe. She had 69 kids. Her fanny fell out.
That's not possible because you're pregnant for like 9 months, 8 months.
Could have had lots of triplets. A lot of triplets.
I bet she's got a right baggy fanny.
I know. Hello! 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 Oh, Dexter, shut up. It was me.
Baggy enough having 2, do you know what I mean? Let alone 69. Dexter.
Like throwing a sausage in a welly top. Like a hippo yawning.
Like a wizard's sleeve.
I swear this podcast gets worse. We're like one step away from being bootneck.
Bootleg.
Bootneck. Stop calling him bootleg.
I think that's my thing, calling people the wrong name.
I bet World Book Day is a nightmare for them. It's hard enough finding 2 costumes.
69? Can you imagine? Finding schools, there's only 30 in a class.
Record for the most childbirths, rather than looking at my watch. Mary Jonas, 1814 to 1899, gave birth to 33 children, including 15 sets of boy-girl twins. That's what that says. But officially, the most prolific mother...
Rose West.
Fuck it out.
She was prolific, wasn't she?
She was, and she was a mother.
She won.
Officially recorded number of children born to one mother is 69. 1707 to 1782. A peasant. You're a peasant.
Well, she wasn't going to be loaded, was she, with 69 kids? Where skint were 2.
In 29 confinements, she gave birth to 16 pairs of twins, 7 sets of triplets, and 4 sets of quadruplets. No way. I'm calling bullshit on that one.
Bullshit.
Absolute bullshit.
She did give them to everybody that didn't have one. It's a lot of babies. Especially as a peasant, because there wasn't like child benefit back then, was there?
It's crazy that, isn't it? Anyway. Big families. So that takes us on nicely to what we're going to talk about, really, doesn't it? Because we're going to talk about families. Because one of the questions that we was asked on the live podcast on Saturday was, what can family members do to support people that are struggling with their mental health?
Well, I think just support people would help, wouldn't it? Let alone struggling with their mental health.
Yeah. Just support people, and then they might not struggle with their mental health.
Because I think a lot of stress comes from not having support in lots of areas, doesn't it? Not just necessarily. You don't always want support just because you're feeling a bit depressed or not very well.
So everybody needs a good support network, don't they? And I think that's key to it, is having
people you can call upon.
Yeah.
And being a person to be called upon.
Yeah.
Being
Yeah, because the other question that was asked was if you know somebody who's struggling with the mental health but in a bit of denial, what can you do to help them? And that's the same, isn't it? You can be that family member. You can be that friend.
Yeah, absolutely.
And you need
someone to come round. I know when I was working in the community, I used to go see a lady, and I'd go in and I'd just go and do a washing up for her. And then in return, she'd let me do her injection.
So you bribed her?
No, but yeah, she didn't have a lot of insight into her mental health problems, and she'd get really poorly if she didn't have her injection. So we used to go round and see her. So now then, how you been? She wouldn't talk to you. She didn't want a lot to do with you. And you'd be like, should I just wash up while I'm here, and then I'll get off. So you used to try and fill your time by staying a bit longer by doing things for her. But yeah, she probably not washed up all week. It was grim. So I knew that she was going to have a clean bowl and a clean set of cutlery to prepare her next meal on.
Do you think that was enabling her not to wash up though? Did she rely on that?
No, I don't think so. I think she'd just eat out of mucky dishes. She was quite poorly. She was quite chaotic.
Yeah, okay. I suppose there's a difference. Like we've got obviously the 9 young people that live at our project, and we've got ones that we say, your flat's in a bit of a mess. You've got your washing up you need to be doing. You got this, you got that, and can you come and help me? Of course we can. That's what we do. We're support workers, or my staff are support workers. We can help them do that, but they become to rely on it, and they won't wash up. And you'll go in and you'll be like, "Your flat's a mess. Oh yeah, can you wash up for me?" And they become reliant on you doing it. You're not enabling them. I suppose the difference is you're talking about people with like mental health issues in the community. I'm talking about young people that we're trying to help build towards independence. So if you just do everything for them all the time,
yeah, absolutely,
they're never going to learn independence.
This lady, she wouldn't have done it. She would have just lived in squalor.
Lived in squalor. So I suppose you're helping her out, aren't you, in the community?
And it gets you to stay in her house for 10 more minutes because she'd just have her injection, and then you wouldn't see her again for another month. So you'd say, "Oh, before I do your injection, shall we just have a little tidy up? Shall we empty your bin and maybe wash up?" It's all right. Well, I don't mind washing up.
And I suppose if you're doing an injection, you want it to be a clean area, don't you?
Yeah, I suppose. Yeah, I've done injections in some right rare old places.
I bet. It's mad that you just go out in the community and just inject people.
Yeah. Well, diabetics get injected every day, don't they?
Yeah, I suppose.
Those people have injections.
Fuck that.
Yeah, go around, wash your pots up, say hello, assess the mental state, see how things are going, see if medication still is effective.
So didn't she have anyone else then?
No, she didn't have anybody.
That's sad, isn't it?
Lots of people with severe and enduring mental health problems don't have very many people. It's quite a lonely life.
Why do you think that is?
I think they struggle to maintain relationships with people.
You would think that
sometimes families disown people, don't they? They become the black sheep.
So families then, I suppose it's quite a big...
Family doesn't have to be blood, does it? I've got loads of family that that aren't blood.
Yeah.
People that I consider family. People that I have considered family and that I don't necessarily now, but in the past.
And you would want them to support you.
Yeah.
That's what you need in it. Because if you're an individual living at home with your wife and your kids and you struggle with mental health issues...
Someone picking up the slack, isn't it, while you can't?
Yeah, and they need to kind of understand. There's got to be a form of understanding there, hasn't there, of what's going on. Like I said before, I'm quite lucky because I've got you. So if I'm struggling, then you know that, you understand that, and you help, and you'll support, and I would do the same if it was you. But there'll be people out there, won't there, whose other halves don't understand it, don't understand what's going on. Do you think? I mean, how do you deal with that as an individual? If you know that you've got issues, or you're feeling low, or even feeling suicidal, but you don't think that your partner's going to support you.
Well, that, I suppose lots of people who are feeling quite dark would feel quite negatively anyway, wouldn't they?
Negatively.
Negatively. It's easy to have negative themes, isn't it, when you're dark, and so even if your partner was supportive, you're likely to maybe not want to talk about it, or not want to bring attention to it because you think you're being a burden or a...
That's a real problem, isn't it? The burden thing.
Yeah.
It's a
common theme.
Yeah, and that's the thing that I always think. You know, when people say, "Oh, I don't understand why he killed himself. He had everything. He had the perfect life. She had the perfect life. Lovely wife, beautiful kids, big house." But you think that then that person that killed themselves got into the head, these people would have all this, still have all this, but take me out of the equation because I'm the negative one in this. We've got money, we've got the house, we've got the car, we've got the family, but I'm down and depressed and miserable all the time. They'd be better off without me. I'm a burden.
When I've spoken to people that haven't succeeded in killing themselves and they've come through the other side and they've felt differently, they've often talked about them being a burden and people being better off without them, and not being able to see any sort of positive aspect of themselves, but in hindsight recognise that was them being quite disordered and poorly.
Yeah. That's harsh, isn't it? It is harsh.
Changes your complete way you think.
Yeah. I know when I was at my lowest,
and people can rationalise it when they're that dark.
It's weird, isn't it? How that affects you, because like when I never contemplated suicide. I was never that low. But when I was at my low, I'm a fairly active person. I like to be out and about. I like to game. I like to go to the gym. I like to be busy, don't I? I don't like to sit and do nothing. And when I was at my lowest, I didn't have anything. I'd sit. I'd quite happily just sit in a dark room
with your own thoughts.
With my own thoughts. And it had completely changed the way, not just how my mind was working, but my motivation, my physically what I was able to do. And it's quite scary looking back now. I think you get into that, especially if you're someone that's got nobody to recognise that and nobody to get you out of it. And I suppose I had you, and you recognised that. But if you're someone that's got nobody,
you don't want to hear it to begin with, did you?
No, because you don't. Especially not someone like me.
It's like, no, I'm not depressed.
No.
It's life shit.
This is shit and that's shit. And let's not get it confused with just life being shit. Because sometimes life is shit, isn't it? Sometimes you have debt. Sometimes you lose a friend or a family member. Sometimes you make a wrong decision. You fuck up. You do something wrong. Whatever. That's not being depressed. That's fucking feeling sorry for yourself because you've fucked up or you've lost your partner or whatever. I think that's different. I suppose that can lead to other issues. That can be a trigger.
Yeah, you're allowed to feel sad in life, aren't you?
Yeah. Yeah, you're allowed to struggle.
Allowed to feel sad and unhappy and dissatisfied. And I suppose, if things aren't going your way, be resentful or...
So I think you need to surround yourself with good people.
Yeah.
That's key, isn't it?
Not too many though.
Oh no, only one or two. No, in seriousness.
Some people like a lot of people in their lives, don't they? We're not that kind.
I don't like a lot of people in my life.
We don't. No, we don't have a lot of people in our life, but that doesn't mean to say we wouldn't welcome more.
Would we?
What?
Welcome more.
Well, I suppose
we would. We'd welcome more. We'd
I
welcome a cleaner.
I suppose it
an
depends
ironer.
on what commitment comes with it. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, that's what I can't be arsed with.
Friends are hard work sometimes because you have to remember shit like birthdays and.
We're having a get together this weekend, and the dress code is
Summer garden party.
summer garden party themed.
Oh, what the fuck's that?
What, shorts and t-shirt? I don't fucking know.
And then we turned up, and everyone was like, what was everyone dressed like?
Like normal. And I went in a fucking nice pair of chinos and a shirt and a waistcoat, a flat cap.
I went in a dress.
And you went in a dress, and everyone else was dressed up like they were going to go fucking mix cement in the back garden and lay some slabs.
Come for summer, what was it? Pretty summer garden party.
Yeah, pretty summer garden party.
Right.
It was basically vol-au-vents in the garden.
It was a shit party, that was, wasn't it?
It was, yeah. Full of pretentious arseholes. And if you're watching, you're all pretentious arseholes who think you're fucking better than everyone else when you're not. You're just pretentious arseholes.
They had a nice cake, though.
I didn't look at the cake. They had good music.
Yeah, I like the music.
They did have good music.
But they had a lot of people in their garden to have a garden party. If we had a garden party, we would be all right with our patio set, wouldn't we? Wouldn't need to borrow any chairs.
We'd be all right with our table and 4 chairs, and we'd have a spare chair in case anybody extra turned up. Can you imagine if we had a garden party? Fucking hell. Like, someone would slip over in the mud, someone would tread in the dog shit.
Someone would land in a bloody pothole.
Yeah, someone would have
It's like
twist their ankle in a hole.
It's like a nine-hole golf course out there.
It looks like fucking Paddy and fucking Murphy have been and dumped off all their rubbish at the back of their van. And
Bit of fly tipping.
we'll get there, though.
Yeah.
Not everything can be perfect all the time, can it? Real life.
No, it's not perfect, and it's fine, isn't it?
You're perfect.
Oh, I don't know about that.
So what if you know somebody then that you think struggling with their mental health and they're low and they're isolating themselves? Not isolating themselves from the C19 jab pew, 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 pew thingy, but like cutting themselves off from the world.
Go round. Go see them.
Just knock on the door.
Yeah.
Well, they don't want to see you.
Well, that's the thing, innit? I know when we first moved in here and the kids were small and the house was a bit doggo, I'd avoid people coming round because you get a bit embarrassed, don't you, about where you live and people judging you. But I guess true friends don't judge, do they?
It was particularly bad here, wasn't it, when we first moved in?
Oh, it was grim. We had
Not because we're grim.
No, because it had been decorated since when we went to York Museum and we were walking through the ages. We went through like the medieval times, and then we went through the Victorian times, Edwardian, and then I was like, "That's my fucking living room."
To the 30s.
Like,
It was 1930s living room. It had the same carpet and same wallpaper we've got in that front living room.
didn't it? And the same fireplace.
Yeah.
That we had, and I was like, "I live in a museum."
Yeah.
Crazy.
1930s.
Don't, because I was walking around Warwick Castle looking at all the, all the air bricks.
Mm.
We had one that was broken.
Yeah.
And the rats kept getting in. I was trying to piggle one of them out because it was the same size. I was like, I'm taking things from Warwick Castle and it's not like heirlooms or...
No, it's to fix my house. I know when I did the floor upstairs, when I took the carpet upstairs, I found Gillette razor blade, and it had got an old Gillette logo on it. So it looked, you could tell it, and it was like not like a Mac thingy razor blade, like a proper cool shaped razor blade. And I Googled the timeline for Gillette logos, what they had throughout the years. And I think this one was from the 60s. So that carpet had been down since then.
Well, when we pulled that living room carpet up in the front room and the hallway, we had newspapers from the 1910s.
No, we had a songbook from the 1910s.
Oh, yeah.
We had a newspaper in the hallway from 79.
And when we took the thingy out the chimney, and we had dead birds and soot and all sorts fall down. Ooh. There was newspaper up there from
like the 70s.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And the asbestos.
There was a child up there that had been sent up to sweep the chimney.
Don't, because we pulled it out, didn't we? And then all of a sudden, half a fucking chimney had fallen down, and there was a dead bird sat on my foot. I was like, ah.
Filled the kitchen full of soot. God, that was a messy old day, that was.
Not as messy as the day you decided to knock the wall down after you'd done dinner, and I popped out. When I come back, there was an inch of brick dust all on the worktop, including the butter, and
the lid was off the butter.
Yeah. Well, what are you doing? Did you knocking the wall out?
Good times.
Yeah. We haven't done anything like that for ages, have we?
No, because it's messy. That's why. So you just go round to someone's house.
Yeah.
Offer to take them out for a coffee. Just get them out.
And if they're grimy and you're a bit worried that they ain't got tea and all that jazz in, go with a flask of tea or a flask of coffee and a couple of cakes. Unless they're diabetic, and it's a bit of a death threat then, isn't it?
Take a few bits round.
Yeah. Can you remember when we were self-isolating, when we both had COVID, and we were at home, and we were shocking. We didn't feel very well at all, were we? The first time we had COVID, and we were shocking. And the kids. I remember falling asleep on the sofa, and the little one came down and went, "Mum, what's for tea?" And I was like, "Quality Street."
Yeah. Help yourself to whatever you can find.
Yeah, and then I was like, no, I need to sort it out. And we'd had a couple of some shopping delivered, but it was really hard to get your shopping delivered at the time because you couldn't get slots because everyone was having their shopping delivered. And I remember putting a post on Facebook to say, I don't know if anyone can help, but I just really need some butter. I need some butter, some milk, and some washing up liquid, something like random, 3 items. And a woman that I did my nurse training with, that I haven't really spoken to properly in 5-6 years, was like, yeah, where do you live? And within the hour it was dropped round a big tub of flora, and I was like, oh, let me pay. Oh, you're all right, you're fine. So yeah, like that was really helpful.
Yeah.
And we could have survived without butter and milk for a few days till one of us could have gone to the shop. But
I think people have just got to be kinder to each other, haven't they? People just got to be kinder.
Not as judgy.
I saw this post on Facebook today, right? And you got to love a bit of fucking Facebook drama. One of my friends had shared it, and it was from in Boston. And someone had parked their car at Asda, but they'd parked it like at an angle.
Like a twat.
Like a twat. Across two, well, not across two, but almost across 2 parent and child parking spaces. And this girl had put a post on, taken a picture of it, and it said, look at this inconsiderate arsehole parking his car here. I've got children. It's not good enough. But you could see, you know where the parking space, like the parent and child ones are.
There's plenty of other ones.
She'd taken it from a distance. You could see 4 empty spaces. Right? And there was plenty of room where she could have gone next to him, as well as 4 empty spaces. And I thought to myself, it is an arsehole thing to do. That is a real arsehole thing to do. But how much of an arsehole thing is it really to call someone out on social media? You don't know, right? So I commented, right? You don't know. He might really need a shit. He might have been coming somewhere. He might have had a bad gut, pulled into the car park, like been busting, and just slung it in as close to the shop as he could, jumped out and ran in to go have a shit. You don't know, do you? Like, I would rather park across them spaces than cat me dacks. Wouldn't you?
I've never shot myself.
No, well, I haven't, because I would park across 2 spaces to prevent myself. But then I thought to myself, what if he's got a kid at home that's really poorly and he's got to go pick up medication? Or an elderly relative, and he needs that medication, he's in a panic. Or I'd seen a post yesterday about a girl who had her baby. Someone tried to steal her baby at Asda in Boston. Got hold of a trolley and was trying to walk away with it, saying, foreign, so I'm going to do the accent, it's not racist. I help you, I help you, I help you, I help you. I'm like pushing the trolley away. You don't know if that's happened at this point, and she's gone, John or Sarah, if she's got a girlfriend, come and help me. Someone's tried to steal our baby. I'd be fucking there. I'd be across 8 parking spaces with my van to get there and get out quick. Because you don't know what anyone else is going through, do you?
No, I think that's the thing, isn't it? I always say that, don't I? Like, you don't know what day somebody's having, so you should always try and be kind.
Yeah. And there's so much of it. I see it all over social media nowadays. People not being kind. It's not just about trolls, but people just not being kind to other people. Loads of these gym videos of people falling out in gyms.
And then they, like, something can happen in the news, like a celebrity will kill themselves, and then they'll jump on the be kind wagon. I think that's what I don't like, is when people have got double standards.
Celebrities are the worst for it. And they hounded that poor girl who killed herself. The celebrity island girl.
What, Fern?
No, her name's not Fern. You call her Fern. But it's not. I can't think what her name is. No, Dexter. Dexter!
She dated Harry Styles.
Caroline Flack.
Yeah, Caroline Flack.
She was hounded in the media and she took her own life.
Because she was she a perpetrator of domestic violence, or
Yeah, she'd beat her boyfriend up or something, hadn't she? Scratched him. She was pretty horrendous, but that doesn't mean she should have to kill herself.
No, absolutely not.
And we hound people all the time
till they kill themselves.
Till they kill themselves, and then we go, oh, God,
that's a shock.
She was a lovely girl. She was lovely. That's not what you were saying 6 months ago when you had her all in the newspaper because she was beating her husband up, which is not acceptable, by the way. We're not saying that that's acceptable, male or female domestic violence, but that isn't a reason to hound someone to the point of suicide.
No, it happens all the time, doesn't it? Like bullying.
Yeah.
Kids will take their lives, won't they?
Yeah. Yeah, it sometimes it hurts a little bit to think about it because I work in the industry, so I hear a lot of it. And I've heard of 13, 14-year-olds going and hanging themselves in the wardrobe because they're being bullied. That's fucking... That life's too precious for that.
It's horrible, isn't it?
Life's too precious for that. And I read this story. This kid was American, but it doesn't make a difference whether it's in the UK or whatever, does it? And the little boy was only 13 years old, and his sister found him. She was 10.
It's horrible, isn't it?
Because he was being so horrendously bullied, and the parents knew about it, and the parents had been to the school, and the school said, "No, it's not bullying. We've got to make allowances for these bullies because they've got special needs, they've got additional learning needs." So they made allowances for the bullies, and this kid just couldn't take it anymore. And he took his own life. And it's fucking tragic.
It is tragic.
And the problem is now that we've created this society where you can do that. You can bully people. You can get away with whatever you want. You can say whatever you want about people. Some blue-haired, rainbow-donning eco-warrior with their Ukraine flag could come and horrifically bully me for being pro-Brexit and get away with it. Quite easily. People bullied me, and they did. People bullied me for not having the vaccine. And I don't care how you want to use the term bullied. I didn't see it as bullying, but it was bullying. It was, you have an ass, you're a bad person, you shouldn't do this, didn't wear a mask, you should wear a mask, blah, 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 your decisions, you're wrong, you're a bad person, my grand's going to die because of you. That's bullying. That's hounding someone for their decisions. How do they know that I wasn't, like, really anxious about wearing a mask? Really phobic of it, really phobic of needles and not wanting the jab. They're my decisions. It's not like I was going to old people. You know what I mean? People, you can get away with it now. But you can get away with it if you're on the left and you're bullying the right. That's fine. As soon as right wing start bullying left wing, it's prejudice, racist, homophobes. So yeah, I think people just need to be a little bit kinder to each other. And I think that's right across the board. YouTube's horrendous for it.
And I think you don't have to go out your way to be kind. You can just not be an arsehole.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? If you don't want to do anything nice for somebody, that's fine. Just don't do anything to make
nasty.
Yeah.
Yeah, don't just be an arsehole about stuff. Because people look for reasons to be an arsehole to other people all the time. I don't think I'm mean to people.
No, you're not mean to people.
I'm not always tolerant, but I wouldn't be mean to somebody's face.
Or behind the back, really. You're not two-faced, are you?
No, I wouldn't be mean. Like, I'll say, like, being sharp, and if someone's in the way, I'm like, fucking moron. He's fucking moron out of the way. That's different. I wouldn't say, oh, you know, John, my mate, I don't really like him. He fucking smells. I wouldn't talk about someone behind their back like that.
No,
that's different.
I think if you're that sort of person, they're not your friend, are they?
No. If there's three of you, if there's me, John, and Dave, and we're all in the room, we're all having a good laugh, and then Dave goes out and I say to John, he's a fucking dickhead, isn't he? Do you think he is? Yeah, I do as well. Should we laugh at him behind his back? Haha, what a loser. That's not kind.
No, it's mean. I'm not a mean person.
You're not. No, you're not at all. No, you're not mean at all. I don't think we're mean.
I think I'm kind.
I'll be open and upfront with anyone. I'll tell them exactly what I think.
Yeah, there's a way of delivering the message, though, isn't there? Where it can still be
constructively. Yeah, absolutely.
Like, did you have a good time the other night? I enjoyed the company.
Yeah, enjoyed the company.
It was nice to be out.
Food was dog shit.
You said that. I didn't say that.
I enjoyed my food. I think we just need to stop labouring on it now. Don't you? So, what we're saying is then, the best thing you can do is just be kind. Be kind to each other. If you think someone needs help, help them. If you need help, tell someone you need help, and they'll help you. Because we're all being kind.
Yeah.
Got to talk. Got to get it out there. You can't hide. You can't be a hermit. You can't be in a shell. You've got to speak up. You've got to talk. And that's the one thing that I learned. And people say, I see this all the time, NHS is shit. I can't get any help. You can. If you can't get any help, secretly you don't really want any help. I hear it loads. I see it on social media loads. The NHS is shit. I've been trying to get help for 5 years. Well, I tried to get help and had it within 3 weeks and was back at work in 6. So don't tell me that there's no help. Anyone who tries to tell me there's no help out there or they can't get help or no one will help.
Help's a bit like shopping, though.
What? You hate doing it?
No.
I have to pay for it?
No. You wouldn't go to B&Q to buy a bread loaf.
No.
So you have to go to the right help for the right problem. And sometimes that's what people struggle with, isn't it? Knowing where to go or what help they need. Because sometimes people don't always know what's wrong.
Yeah, but your GP will signpost you.
Yeah, absolutely. That's his starting point, isn't it?
Yeah, your GP is your starting point. And I just don't believe that people say, I know people that have had the same physical health problem for 15 years. Oh, I've been to all these doctors, nobody will help. I don't believe it. I don't. If you've been to all these doctors and no one will help, That's got to tell you something. Because people get help all the time. Because if the NHS didn't ever help anyone, nobody would ever get better. I had a physical health problem. I had a severe back issue. And I went to the doctors and I had a scan. They booked me in. I went to a hospital. I had the op. Come out. I was back at work within 9 weeks.
It was a long time, though, from that first appointment.
It was a long time. Yeah, absolutely was a long time from that first appointment.
And you needed to be persistent and a bit pushy around, no, it's not better. That hasn't worked. Because it was just painkillers to begin with, wasn't it?
Yeah.
And I suppose if you're a person who doesn't know potentially what else is down the line in terms of help, and you take at face value what your GP said, then you can be in a position where you've just been on painkillers for a very long time and it doesn't feel like it's helping because it's just masking.
Yeah. There is a lot of people out there that need help. And there are probably a lot of people that are struggling to get the help. But that's different to the people who they don't really want the help. They like to play on the fact that they've got what they've got.
Well, for some people it's their identity, isn't it? They've become a bit of a caricature of their own health complaints.
And let's not take away from our subscribers. We've got subscribers, and I'm not talking about necessarily chronic illnesses. We've got some subscribers, and we know some people who have got chronic illnesses, and they're trying to make headway into getting better. Like people who are doing that, people who are putting effort in, people who are trying, fair play to them.
Absolutely.
But it's the people who have been on the sick for 30 years. What's wrong with you? Oh, everything. Every illness. They've got every acronym. They've got every fucking...
Do you remember that bloke that we used to live near? And it's
Yeah.
like, I didn't know you walked with a stick.
Yeah.
Got me PIP appointment.
Yeah.
Like, what?
Can you remember me and his missus had back op the same week? The same op.
Oh, yeah, you did.
Me and her had the same back op the
She was
same
in a
week.
wheelchair.
And she was in a wheelchair.
And you weren't even on crutches.
Not even on crutches. In fact, 8 hours after the operation, I was stood in Burger King in Wetherby at Wetherby Services. My brother had picked me up and went to go Burger King on the way home. I'd still got a dressing on. I'd still got a dressing on the wound at the back. I was all weeping.
Nice. That was a rough couple of weeks.
It was a rough couple of weeks. So, shall I wrap it up?
Yeah.
Do you think we've covered what we need to cover?
Yeah, I think we're talking a little bit about support.
Get some friends.
Yeah, we need some friends. To start eating better foods. I'll have to be a little bit less food judgy.
Food judgy. I don't think that's a problem. You still got to have you're still yourself, aren't you? And friends should understand that. Just like we was understanding of going out with friends, one of them who had certain dietary requirements. So we went to a restaurant that catered for what he wanted because we're good friends, because we're good people. But I would say that if we arranged to go out to a barbecue restaurant, then he should come with us because we did his thing.
Yeah. You can have one of your wings.
Chips?
Coleslaw. Maybe not the coleslaw.
Maybe not the chips here, they're probably cooked in lard. He might have to take his own milkshake. No, he can't have milk, can he?
Soy shake.
His own soy shake.
Oh.
I want to go to Red's Barbecue now.
Oh,
Can I go
yeah,
to Red's Barbecue at the weekend?
I didn't like their $5 shake.
Oh, that was warm.
It's nasty.
It was warm and thin. A milkshake shouldn't be thin, should it?
Nasty.
It was nasty. So what have we got coming up?
You got a live on Thursday?
Live tonight, because this will be out on Thursday,
Oh, yeah.
which is the Fitness Hutch live show with Trevor Colt again, which we didn't do last time because he was poorly.
Is he feeling better?
So we've rescheduled it. So he's on with me tonight at 7:30, and I am going to try and get him to talk about fitness.
Do you think he's fit?
He used to be. His nickname was Speedy when he was in the army. But he dropped a little hint one day on something. I can't remember what it was. And he was saying that he used to be a judo champion. So I want to talk to him about judo and fitness and the benefits, because obviously he's been a massive advocate for people with mental health, and he's talked about his own complex PTSD that he suffers with. And I want to see if he can give us any insight into the benefits of having good health and fitness on your mental health. So you might not want to talk about that. You might just want to talk shit, which I'm happy to do. I can do that all day. Want to get involved in the live gym sessions? They're Monday nights.
You're gonna do some chair aerobic type stuff.
We are, yeah. We're going to do a full. I'm going to do a full seated workout this week coming for
so low
subscribers.
impact.
Some of the subscribers have asked for that because they suffer from some chronic illnesses and various disabilities. So we're going to cater for them because they're a fantastic bunch. And then we'll be live on Saturday night with the podcast again.
Woo woo.
Which is more of a me and you sat talking than a podcast now. I don't know if that is what a podcast is. Just two people sat talking.
You still like doing it?
I love doing it. Do you like doing it?
Yeah.
Do you like recording these?
Yeah, it's all right.
Yeah. Get to spend a bit of time talking with each other. Right.
See?
Thank you for watching.
Thank you for watching.
I'm going to try and do this so at the end, we have both videos on the screen at the same time. So when we say bye, go like that.
Achieve your goals.
Achieve your goals.